Look the part, play the part. Yakko sponsors Vanarama National League on BT Sport.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Vanarama National League Highlight Show on BT Sport. This Saturday our cameras cross the border into Wales to see a Northwest derby between Wrexham and promotion-chasing Tranmere. That game coming up shortly, but first, here are your headlines. Forest Green's title dream fades as North Ferriby snatch victory. Hat-trick hero Corey Whiteley helps the Daggers push for the playoffs. And York City beat relegation rivals to keep survival hopes alive. Title challengers Tranmere Rovers knew a victory at Wrexham would propel them to the summit of the table ahead of Lincoln's match against Bromley. It couldn't be tighter at the top as the season went into its final month. And watching this for us was Adam Summerton and Adam Virgo.
Hughes with the ball wide, Righthouse with the chance to cross. It's a deep one, it was beyond Nord. It comes out nicely to be struck, and in! It'll be an own goal. It's the teenager Marks who it came off, but you'd have to say that has been coming. What a start by Tranmere, have shown real determination and intent. The shot by Vaughan, the deflection off Marks, 1-0 Tranmere.
It's great technique from the fullback, he strikes it. Yes, it is going wide, but unlucky for Oliver Marks. He won't know that. He just tries a defender to get anything on it, and he just guides it into the goal.
Harris loitering on the edge of the area. It's in towards that near post and off the post as well. Evans gets it clear. That was almost a little embarrassing there for Wrexham.
Well, it was Anthony Barry just at that near post area. Be disappointed if that would have gone in from there. So a long clearance there from Anthony Barry, and they get away with that one.
A little under 2 minutes of the first half remaining as Wrexham look to threaten from this free kick. Sent into a great area, and Evans with the shot, bobbling about in there and over. Great chance that for Jordan White, and he couldn't take it, got right underneath it.
Big opportunity there. Probably just the pressure of McNulty putting him off when he goes and has that shot.
Just noticeable, isn't it, that some of the rain that we've had, so much of it at the racecourse, is starting to have a real impact on the pitch. Shot from Norwood. It's travelling.
Well, he's worked tirelessly today, James Norwood. He really has. He's led the line brilliantly. So he needed a good fingertip save there from Chris Dunn to tip it over the bar.
Need more urgency about the Red Dragons. Carrington is found by Barry. It goes towards Isle McLeod, challenged by Harris, clearance by Heckway. Half-hearted appeals, I think it's fair to say, from a minority of Wrexham supporters.
I've seen those given. Harris doesn't win the ball whatsoever. I think they've got away with that one, Tranmere.
Now Masanka and McLeod! Didn't quite run for Ivory Allen, and it was a great challenge by Harris. What an opportunity for Wrexham to level things up.
You can see, Adam, why Wrexham has struggled in front of goal. Just seems to me a lack of belief they're actually going to find the back of the net today.
We've got 3 or 4 that have been there, done it before. We've got a manager that's been there, done it before. So it all goes in our favour, but we can't get carried away and take things for granted. There's 2 other sides in the running, 2 very good sides in the running, and they've got to do us a favour as well.
We just got to keep winning. Just got to keep trying. We'll get them back down again and get them recovered. Got another massive game on Tuesday. Just go again and try and win that. And that's the way that we'll just keep going. But it's an exciting league, isn't it?
Lincoln made history with their run to the FA Cup quarter-finals, but the ultimate prize is a Football League return, with Tranmere leapfrogging them into first position. Victory over Bromley would see Danny Cowley's side back at the top. All looked to be going to plan for the hosts when Lee Angle collided with Lee Minchell, penalty given, much to Bromley's disbelief. Alan Power scored from the spot against Brighton in that cup run, but Ross Flitney produced a sensational double save to keep the game goalless. Bromley have been slipping closer to the drop zone, but almost broke the deadlock when Blair Turgott's effort struck the woodwork. The managers will have a big part to play in the promotion race. Cowley introduced Billy Knott with 25 minutes to go, and with his very first touch of the ball, Knott was on the spot to score his first goal for Lincoln and take the Imps back into first.
He's a good kid, Billy. The people of Lincoln have only seen a very small part of the ability that he's got. He'll be anything he wants to be. I probably just needed that break today. I think that break will really help him. He's a really talented kid, and hopefully that in the last 8 games he's going to see exactly what quality that he has. I don't think we played as well as we would have liked today, but good teams have to win football matches in all different ways. It's a given that you're going to win games when you're playing well, but sometimes you have to go and fight it out, and that was probably the definition of winning ugly today.
On paper, Saturday's fixture at the New Lawn looked a complete mismatch. North Ferriby, the lowest scoring team in the National League, travelling to face Forest Green, who had registered more goals than any other side in the division. The league's bottom club were also looking to become just the second away side to win at Forest Green this season. Not much cause for optimism for the visitors. Jake Gosling snuffed out by goalkeeper Owen Evans at the back post. Just 26 goals in 40 games for Steve Howsham's side, but they gave the hosts a real scare early on. Ryan Fallowfield was denied by Sam Russell before Robbie Tinkler's effort was cleared off the line by Drissa Traore. The closest to either side came to a first-half breakthrough was when Forest Green's Fabien Robert unleashed a vicious strike at goal, his effort cannoning off the woodwork. Howsham's players had managed to hang on, and a famous victory was on the cards with just over 20 minutes to play. Reece Thompson has been North Ferriby's most regular source of goals. Number 9 for the campaign may well have been the most significant. The hosts huffed and puffed, but it was ecstasy for North Ferriby at the final whistle. One of the shock results of the season, with ramifications at both ends of the table.
You come to Forest Green, who are a 3 goal scoring side, I think the top scoring side in this league, to come up here and keep a clean sheet with my young boys was fantastic, and they deserve every credit in there. We was doing everything right, and it was a plan, and the plan worked.
We just got to make sure we get enough points to get in the playoffs, and then we pick a settled team going into them with a bit of momentum.
You haven't ruled out promotion automatically yet, have you?
Yeah, I don't think we can get promoted now. We're too far behind.
Dagenham and Redbridge have really struggled on their travels of late, only their home forms maintaining their hopes of automatic promotion. Eastleigh were the visitors to Victoria Road, resurgent under Director of Football Richard Hill. The game hinged on a 4-minute spell in the first half. The pass from Dagenham's Luke Gutteridge clever, the finish from Corey Whiteley exquisite as the hosts struck first. Just 2 minutes later, the Daggers doubled their lead. Whiteley again the instigator. His shot was spilled into the path of 37-year-old Paul Benson, whose follow-up trickled over the line, not one that Eastleigh's Graham Stack will want to watch again in a hurry. And then it got worse for the former Arsenal keeper, Whiteley cutting inside before unleashing a shot that bobbled past Stack. 3-0 Dagenham after only half an hour. John Still's team are away to the leaders Lincoln in what should be a superb clash on Monday live on BT Sport. They'll arrive at Sincilbank with confidence. After Gutteridge was brought down inside the area, Whiteley had the match ball on his mind. He completed his hat-trick to take his tally to 8 goals in 10 matches as Dagenham try to keep pace with the top 2.
As we stand at the moment, we can go up automatically, and that's the goal. I keep saying that's the goal. If we won, we said today, if we won 7 games, that'd give us a chance. Can we win 7 games? I don't know, but if we don't try and win 7 games, we're accepting second best, and we're not going to accept second best. We're going to do everything we can in every game we play, and if we're top, fantastic. If we're second, well, that's fantastic. Third's fantastic. Fourth, but we've got to do the best we can do. I don't want to finish somewhere and go, oh, we could have been higher than that. I want to do the best we can do.
A real 6-pointer at Crabble in the race for a playoff place. Visitors Gateshead were on a 10-match unbeaten run. Hosts Dover Athletic are hoping to achieve a top 5 finish for the 2nd season in a row. Regular viewers will know this is usually the Ricky Miller section of the show. The National League's top scorer breaking the deadlock for Dover in sumptuous style, lashing a free kick past Gateshead goalkeeper James Montgomery. The visitors had catapulted themselves into playoff contention in 2017, and Neil Aspin must have thought his team were level in first half stoppage time. Paddy McLaughlin was foiled by Mitch Walker, who preserved the home side's lead. With Gateshead searching for an equaliser, Chris Kinnear's players were able to pick them off. Moses Emmanuel should have given Dover clear daylight, but he shot wide. Miller was a menace to the Gateshead backline. Emmanuel playing him through on goal, but this time he fired against the post. Dover's number 9 tried his luck with another free kick. This time Montgomery more than a match for Miller. But you can't keep the division's leading marksman out for long. Miller wriggling free to register his 34th league goal of the campaign. Dover now sit 2 points away from the playoffs with a game in hand and a striker on fire.
A run of 7 matches unbeaten had helped secure Maidstone's Jay Saunders Manager of the Month. But more importantly, it had lifted his team out of the relegation zone. Barrow began the day 1 place outside the playoffs, and they led inside 10 minutes. Paul Turnbull's free kick giving Lee Worgan no chance. Turnbull's second of the season, both have come against Maidstone. Despite the setback, the confidence of the hosts was clear. Jack Paxman probing for an equaliser, denied by the post. The woodwork then came to the home side's rescue. Moussa Diarra setting up Danny Livesey, who headed past Worgan. Barrow unlucky not to double their lead. No shortage of goalmouth action at the Gallagher Stadium. Rhys Prestige striking from distance. Barrow keeper Jonathan Flatt with a save at full stretch. It seemed only a matter of time before Maidstone would make their mark, and the leveller arrived on the stroke of half-time. Great close control and balance from Joe Piggott. 1-1 at the break. Piggott, signed on loan from Cambridge in January, wanted more and thought he'd doubled his tally, but his lob was kept out by the fingertips of Flatt. Having been promoted last season, Maidstone are looking to avoid an immediate exit from the National League. They took a huge stride towards safety just after the hour mark. With defenders unable to clear, Stuart Lewis, another January loan signing, scored his first for the club, a blow for Barrow, but it's now 5 wins from 8 games for Saunders and his side.
I was pleased. I thought for once we got in the final third, even first half, I know we conceded a goal, but I thought first half we created a lot of chances. It was good to go in like we did, and I always fancied the second half. So, no, pleasing. Big 3 points, but got some big games ahead.
Inconsistent form had severely dented Macclesfield's playoff ambitions. They were 11 points off the top 5 at the start of play as they travelled to Hertfordshire to face a Boreham side who sat comfortably in mid-table and had lost just 1 of their last 6. The visitors were looking to bounce back from Tuesday's 3-1 home defeat to relegation-threatened York, and they made the best possible start. Just 6 minutes were on the clock when Anthony Dudley finished off an intricate team move involving Danny Whittaker and Mitch Hancocks. The home side, though, were back on level terms just 8 minutes later. Centre-back David Stevens controlling in the box before smashing home his first goal in over a year. But it wasn't long before John Askey's men regained their lead. Boreham keeper Grant Smith could only parry Kingsley James's 25-yard effort into the path of Hancocks, who made no mistake with the finish. Boreham had kept clean sheets in 5 of their previous 6 games, but they found themselves 3-1 down on the stroke of half-time when Hancocks converted his second of the day after good work from Rhys Brown down the right-hand side. Some calamitous defending from the host directly from kick-off then gave Hancocks the chance to complete an unlikely first-half hat-trick, and the 23-year-old took it. An amazing feat considering he's only scored 3 goals in 77 career league appearances prior to this game. Into the second half and Luke Garrard's side pressed to keep the contest alive. Winger Bruno Andrade cutting inside on this occasion before Scott Flinders denied Morgan Ferrier with the follow-up. Boreham did eventually grab one back when Andrade struck a fine low shot past Flinders, but it was too little, too late. The 3 points for Macclesfield keeps their playoff hopes alive, and they still have games in hand on their rivals for the top 5. John Askew will know 3 points are a must when they travel to bottom club Southport on Tuesday night.
Two teams in contrasting form met at Dagenham Park as Solihull, who had lost their last 3, took on Aldershot, who were looking to make it 4 wins in a row. True to form, it was the away side that started better. After 11 minutes, Shamir Fenelon was denied by Solihull keeper Daniel Lewis from point-blank range. But it wasn't long before the deadlock was broken. Kundai Benyus extended his loan from Ipswich until the end of the season and proved his worth to Gary Waddock's men when striking powerfully past Lewis after 27 minutes. Ipswich boss Mick McCarthy also revealed in the week that Benyu will get a new 1-year deal at Portman Road, and on this showing it's clear to see why the 19-year-old doubled his team's and his own tally after the break when he showed pace and trickery before an emphatic finish to the delight of the 700 who made the trip from Hampshire. Aldershot remain 5th and they've now won more points in 2017 than any side in the division. Solihull are now only 5 points above the drop zone.
Well, it's a good 3 points for us, a clean sheet. We had a fantastic following today from our supporters, and I think they will go back home very, very happy today.
3 wins from their last 5 games had given York a fighting chance of survival, something that had looked unlikely at the turn of the year. They hosted a Braintree side who had been dragged back into the relegation picture themselves thanks to 4 defeats in their last 6. 35-year-old striker John Parkin has rolled back the years to spearhead York's recent revival. He made it 7 goals in 7 games when he struck a superb free kick past Sam Besant on 11 minutes. The visitors looked certain to equalise on the half-hour mark after Sam Corn headed against the bar, but Jake Goodman could only divert his header over from only a yard out. Hakan Heretin's men then felt York defender Sean Newton should have seen red for this foul on Michael Cheek. But referee Tom Neild felt the challenge was only worthy of a yellow. Moments before the break, the home side were inches away from making it 2 when Parkin rattled the woodwork. But they did double their lead in first half stoppage time. Midfielder Asa Hall rising highest to head home fellow Cheltenham loanee Amari Morgan-Smith's cross. There's been a real change in fortunes for Gary Mills's men in recent months. They'd lost just twice in 17 outings in all competitions at the start of play. They wrapped up all 3 points in the second half when Morgan Smith added his name to the score sheet with a confident finish from just outside the box. That's the first time York have won consecutive league games in over a year, and they can now move out of the relegation places if they beat Bromley on Tuesday night. Braintree are now just 2 points above the drop zone.
I thought we were good today. You know, you can't dominate for 94 minutes, whatever it is. But I thought we played how we've been playing, and hence we've got a 3-0 result. Goals change games, and they did start better than us, but we got an opportunity, and John stuck it in the back of the net with the quality that he's got. You know, it was nice to get the first goal, and it was nice to get one right on half time. 2-0 is always a dangerous score, so it was lovely to see the third one going.
There was another huge game at the bottom at Kingfield as 20th Woking took on a Sutton team who hadn't completely extinguished their own relegation fears. The home side came flying out of the blocks, making the perfect start when Delano Sam York towered above Ben Jefford to convert Nathan Ralph's cross. That's Sam York's 4th goal in his last 3 games. Gary Hill's side surrendered a 2-goal lead at home to relegation rivals Maidstone last week and were almost pegged back by the visitors here, but Ralph's clearance from Jamie Collins' header ensured they took a slender lead into the break. On the hour mark, Paul Doswell's side scored the goal their possession deserved. Terrell Thomas and Brian Sarr failed to deal with Rory Deacon's cross. Thomas's clearance rebounded in off Kieran Cadogan. The visitors then had opportunities to take the lead themselves. First, Jefford stung the palms of Woking keeper Michael Pope before Bedsente Gomis failed to get a strong enough connection on a Cadogan free kick. It was the home team that grabbed the decisive third goal of the game. Ralph once again involved. His cross met by sub Gozi Ugwu, who squeezed in his 14th of the campaign. A vital 3 points for Woking, who move out of the relegation positions, but it's still all to play for if they're to extend their stay in the 5th tier to a 6th consecutive season.
That win for Woking put the pressure on Torquay, as they knew they would drop back into the bottom 4 if they didn't pick up at least a point at home to Chester. The home side were dealt a huge blow when they were reduced to 10 men moments before half-time, when Miles Anderson received his marching orders for this foul on James Alabi. Kevin Nicholson's team were looking to secure back-to-back league wins following Tuesday's 1-0 victory at Solihull. They were unfortunate not to open the scoring when Chester keeper Alex Lynch denied Rory Keating before producing an excellent stop to keep out Jamie Reid. In a game of few clear opportunities, the visitors made their extra man count on 80 minutes. 19-year-old captain Sam Hughes tried his luck from 25 yards and benefited from a wicked deflection of Torquay defender Sean McGinty. The victory for John McCarthy's men means they're now mathematically safe. Torquay dropped back into the relegation places.
I'm proud of the football they played, I'm proud of the effort, the energy, the never say die attitude. I'm proud of everything that they did. To have to swallow a pill as bitter as that, it hurts obviously, but they'll have a couple of days to recover now, and then we go to Aldershot and we go again.
Southport won for the first time in 11 games when they beat Boreham Wood 1-0 last week, but their chances of survival in the National League still look slim. 8 points from safety at the start of the day. They welcomed a Guiseley side who have turned their fortunes around under the guidance of Adam Lockwood. It was the hosts who went closest in a tight first half, wingback Rory McKeown rattling the crossbar. The visitors knew 3 points would take them to the brink of survival. They almost took the lead through Will Hatfield, but a smart stop from Craig King kept the scores level. Guiseley got their goal with less than 20 minutes to go, and Kevin Hurst, on loan from Mansfield, hit a sweet strike into the far corner to wrap up all 3 points. Guiseley move up to 15th and now have a top half finish in their sight. Southport are bottom still, 10 points adrift with just 6 games to play.
Very tough game today to come here and get a victory. We had to do a job, and then a good bit of quality gets us the 3 points.
So Lincoln hang on to first place after temporarily being knocked off by Tranmere Rovers. Danny Cowley's men have a game in hand over Mickey Mellon's side, but it's sure to be a scintillating race for the title. Forest Green will be hurting after their defeat to relegation-threatened North Ferriby. Mark Cooper's side may have to settle for the playoffs for a second season in a row. A huge win for Woking means they climb out of the bottom 4, but it was another massive win for York City as they continue their resurgence under Gary Mills. Southport lost their 5th home match in 6 games, and with form like that, Andy Priest's men are staring at the drop. As we go into the final month, you can watch how this season comes to an end right here on BT Sport, because on Monday it's another cracker with league leaders Lincoln City up against promotion pushers Dagenham and Redbridge. That's exclusively live from 7:15 on BT Sport 1 and on our glorious 4K UHD channel. That's all we've got time for this week. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.
Look the part, play the part. Yakko sponsors Vanarama National League on BT Sport.